Warning, this is Booking Like a Mark WrestleMania predictions. We've been watching wrestling for 25 years, and I hate to say this, sometimes we don't agree with the booking. So, prepare, we might drop a couple curse words, we might drop an opinion you don't like, and you're welcome for it. Folks, welcome to WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. Hopefully this goes way better than Night 1. Joining me is my tag team partner. Like I said, we've been wrestling fans for 25 years. The Brothers of Destruction's taken, so we are booking like 8-bit. Folks, it's booking like a mark.
How y'all doing today?
So I am queuing up, and I don't know if you saw, so we're going to go off of what I think will be the match order. It may be wrong. It may be right. But you know what? My crystal ball unfortunately got broken. So I'm going to start it off with what I think is match 1 of WrestleMania. And I feel like we're going to call it back because this storyline kind of goes all the way to last year. And that was opening match of night 2. Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre. Mark, take it from here. Who do you got?
Honestly, I know some people aren't looking forward to this match. I think it is a great way to continue the story for Drew McIntyre. People think Damian Priest isn't a worthy WrestleMania level opponent, but need I remind you that Drew McIntyre, he fought Happy Corbin one year, okay? He's had ebbs and flows on WrestleMania where he's not always in the main event or a title program. This program right here is a great way to cap off the story. Like he said, Damian Priest has been there every time something bad has happened pretty much in Drew's life for the past year. From the Money in the Bank cash-in, to Clash at the Castle, all the way to this year, the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. So I feel like it's a great WrestleMania-worthy match. I don't know if it's going to open. I don't know if I'm with you there. But I feel like Damian Priest needs the win here, but Drew McIntyre is going to take it. As the heel, continuing his momentum, Drew McIntyre walks away from the Sin City street fight with his arm raised.
And 2 eyes intact. Going off the storyline that he had the eye patch and he was trying to con Damian. I'm kind of digging this. I mean, at first, when this was kind of rumored as the match, I wasn't feeling it. But they've definitely put a lot into it where I'm actually excited about this. I feel like a street fight is the best way to start night 2. Let's take it everywhere, you know? Let's take it to the Caesar's Palace. Oh, actually, that might be a little too far from the arena, but let's see what we could do. Maybe fight on the stage. I don't know if you've seen the photo going around. The stage is quite high up in the air. But I definitely see Drew McIntyre. I feel like last year he had a lot of losses in key moments. And I feel like he needs it to build momentum. And then with momentum, he might be able to... I mean, he's a SmackDown guy now. And I feel with some momentum, he could get some really good storylines, especially after. I'm going to take Drew in this. I feel like Damian kind of has had not got the wins lately, but he's always had the upper hand in this rivalry, if you look back, like you said. And I think this is the time that Drew comes out. Plus, he needs to get some payback for actually going through real glass, you know what I mean, in London. So, I'm going to take Drew. And this is interesting, this Fatal 4-Way. If you told me Fatal 4-Way for Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, I would have been all for it. But I would have not seen these 4 guys in it. So you have Braun Breaker defending against Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Penta. I mean, honestly, I thought we were going to get AJ against Braun. Um, but I do see some interesting part here. You want to go first, Mark? You want me? It's up to you.
I'll let you go first on this one.
So my prediction: someone from Judgment Day is walking out. That's a definite. I don't know if they put it on Balor, and I don't know if they put it on Dom. I'll talk through my decision here. Balor, I feel like needs it more than Dominic. Dominic, there's everyone starting to slowly get behind. Balor would be a good heel champion for it. Plus, if you look, they usually like to have two faces, and two heels. It almost feels like he's the only real heel in this match. So I'm gonna go with him, and I feel like this will lead to an issue between him and Dominic. And this will lead to Dominic breaking away, or maybe Balor breaks away from Judgment Day. If you look at Judgment Day, the original, Edge no longer there, Damian Priest no longer there, Rhea Ripley no longer there. Judgment Day, I think we're talking now. What is this? Three WrestleManias in a row?
Yes, I think so. Actually,
yeah, because you had Damian Priest interfere with Edge, costing AJ Styles that match. So I feel like, I'm not going to say Judgment Day's stale, but I feel like at this point, I think Balor needs to break away, and it could definitely turn into something bigger and better for him. I don't see him, I hate to say this, as a world champion, because there's a lot more players on this, but depending on who wins, I mean, if Jay wins here, night one, I feel like this could definitely lead to they like to do title versus title matches, so give me Finn Balor somehow sneaking away and winning. Maybe Dominic goes to get the pin and he hits him with a coup, whatever he calls it, and he takes it right out from Dominic. So I definitely feel like Balor walks away. Mark, who you got?
well, Finn Balor does have a chance to make history at WrestleMania. He would be only the second person in history to win 2 Intercontinental Championship matches. Now, there have been 30 Intercontinental Championship matches. This is WrestleMania 41. There are 30 IC Championship matches. But he would be only the second guy behind Sami Zayn to win 2 of those matches. There were some guys who held on to titles by disqualification, but specifically here, the second win. But I don't think that's going to happen. I agree with you. It is going to be someone from Judgment Day, but I feel like it's going to be Dominic Mysterio. Now, they purposely made this a fatal 4-way to protect Braun Breaker because he is such a dominant champion, and to protect Penta because they're trying to keep him from suffering too many losses. So I think it's going to be Dominic Mysterio pinning Finn Balor after Liv Morgan convinces him to do so, further rupturing the Judgment Day.
It's interesting you bring up Liv Morgan. I mean, you think about all the times that Dominic has helped Liv. It would be nice if Liv actually returned the favor. That's pretty good thinking right there. Mm-hmm. So, anything else to say on this, or should we go to our next one?
All I want to say is, you brought it up at some point. I don't remember whether it was online or just in a personal conversation, but Braun Breaker needs to cut a promo either on Raw or at WrestleMania doing his own version of Steiner Math. It's a family tradition. This one, the numbers are a little bit different because it's a fatal 4-way, but we need some updated numbers here.
Guys, I got a 0.25. I got a 25% chance of winning this, but because I'm facing Judgment Day, this makes it I got a 33% chance of winning. And because I'm better than all of you, it gives me a 50% chance of winning compared to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. So before we get to that, I'm just going to take a quick drink of my WWE Prime, because you know what next match is next? We're going to go AJ Styles against Logan Paul. Mark, while I take a nice sip of this beverage, why don't you kick things off?
Honestly, I feel like this is more likely to be a WrestleMania opener. They like fast-paced matches, a la Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania 21. I feel like this one is going to be high energy. I don't think it's going to be a very long match, though. It is going to be a showcase for Logan Paul. And I feel like right now, based on our experience going to Raw in Madison Square Garden last month, I feel like Logan Paul is the most hated and booed heel. Maybe John Cena's up there now, but right now I think Logan Paul gets the most heat, and I feel like he is a great first challenger if Jey Uso does win the World Heavyweight Championship. So give me Logan Paul in what I think is going to be the WrestleMania opener.
I was going AJ Styles with this one, but then you throw out that curveball with Paul and maybe Uso. See, I'm going Styles because I feel like they did him dirty. They had him turn heel. Nothing even turned into that. He fought like what LA Knight last year and everything. They changed the song and everything, and then he got hurt. Nothing really happened. I feel like if you start a run with him, he's in towards the end of his career. But it would be interesting if, because you keep him face with some more momentum, say Cena does win. Now, Cena, I mean, I feel like Cena's going to have some repeat matches and callbacks. Styles, Cena, to me, would be great. And I feel like Styles needs to win to start. I can't remember the last time Styles actually won a feud.
That's a good point.
So we're going to go with this as a 6-match card just because with Randy Orton being hurt, we don't know if they're going to throw it in night 1 and night 2. If he does get a match, does he face Solo? Does he face Aldis? We don't know. We're filming this before WrestleMania. We're filming this before Raw even. So a lot of things can happen this week, but you know what? We're going with the concrete facts and matches that we have in front of us and provided. And this is the tag team match. We were talking a little about this before we actually recorded. I'll share first my opinion. I don't feel like Bayley will actually be Lyra's tag partner. I'll go with this. I feel like there's someone we haven't seen in quite some time. There's 2 shows. There was a little tension between them because Lyra defended her title and won it. So I feel like they're gonna bring someone back. Maybe Becky Lynch. So I feel like maybe Becky Lynch comes back trying to get some revenge on Liv Morgan. But I feel like Liv Morgan deserves this. In my opinion, she was Wrestler of the Year, carried that women's division last year for WWE. So I feel like, as a good reward, I feel like she should win here. But I definitely don't see it being Bayley. I feel Becky Lynch is coming back to be her tag partner.
I can see that happening, and I understand your logic, but I already feel like the way they gave Bayley and Lyra the title shot with the gauntlet really kind of demeaned a little bit the women's tag team roster, right? The actual established tag teams really took a backseat to this thrown together tag team. So if they went through that and kind of buried the real teams to then not have Bayley actually make it to the WrestleMania match, I think really does more harm than good. And I think that this is actually going to continue the Bayley Lyra storyline. So I agree with you. Liv Morgan and Raquel get the win because of a miscommunication between Bayley and Lyra, and that sets up a further feud over the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I'd like to point out, though, in that graphic, it looks like they don't even have Lyra with her belt. So that just shows you how important those new titles are to the company. They debuted these titles, and neither the Women's Intercontinental or United States titles are on the WrestleMania card. So right now, Lyra, she might as well not even be the Women's Intercontinental Champion.
It's funny you mentioned that because now, going into the road to WrestleMania, like when she won the belt, I mean, she wasn't even on like the Netflix Raw debut and everything. I mean, I feel like we're finally seeing her, but man, they took forever. And I don't know if that's just she got lost with everything or they don't know how to book everything. I don't know. The fact that she is a champion, that she's in a tag match, I guess that's kind of, hey, you're not going to defend your title, but we'll give you a chance to win one. Unfortunately, I don't work in Stanford yet. Neither does Mark. So, and like I said, there's some questioning booking here in this whole card. Once we get to the main event, I think we'll really start talking questioning booking. So we have, what a cluster. What a cluster. Women's World Championship match. It's a triple threat. You had what was Rhea Ripley's title. She fought Io Sky. Io Sky won the belt. Rhea felt like it was Bianca who distracted, and Bianca who won the Elimination Chamber. It's like her chance to fight. I don't know. I mean, for 7 weeks of build up, I feel like they went the wrong way. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be a solid match. But the build up here, I mean, this was like a car accident on the highway. You know what's gonna happen. Um, I don't know. And the fact that you had Rhea drop the belt, it's like they just put it on Io. Are they going to take it off of Io that quickly? In my opinion, no. I feel like Rhea and Bianca are overlooking her, and because of that, Io is going to walk away with the champ.
Okay, I see that logic. I agree. I don't see any way that Rhea walks out with the title belt because then it wouldn't have even made sense to take it off her. So now we go from Io
Mm-hmm.
and Bianca having a 33.3% chance to a 50% chance. We got a little bit more of our Steiner math in there. So honestly, for a long time, I thought WrestleMania was going to be the crowning moment for Bianca Belair. She had been stuck last year in the women's tag team scene, and it really seemed to me like it was a good time to move her back up to the main event scene. But now you put the belt on Io, like you said, is it worth taking it off her this quickly? It's hard to tell. I definitely feel that you're right. The storyline behind it has left a little something to be desired. I understand the logic. This isn't one that I would completely rebook if I were doing it. I'd probably just make some tweaks here or there just to clarify some language and some segments, just clean some stuff up. But because I have to pick a winner, just to be different than you, I am going to go with Bianca.
Yeah, I think at our Elimination Chamber predictions, you picked Bianca perfectly, and then you even said that she will win the title here. I feel like Bianca actually eats the pin here, and this will actually set it up for them feuding at Backlash as a one-on-one match, and this will actually kind of start turning Bianca a little more on the heel side, because she's had some heel tendencies lately, where she's not full-blown, but they're teasing it. And then they have enough where I think that maybe Bianca actually walks away with the belt at Backlash. And then going at what we talked about with our night one predictions, this is where Jade comes in. And now they start feuding for probably Money in the Bank or Summer.
All right, well, now that you bring that in the mix, do we see any possibility in a triple threat match? It's no disqualification. Do we see any possibility that either Naomi or Jade Cargill gets involved in this match and cost Bianca her shot at the Women's World Championship?
Ooh. Ooh. Now you bring that up, it makes it even more. I'm taking Io. Because you could have Jade show up and just beat the piss out of Bianca. Be like, hey, you knew about this. Damn, you bring up some solid points there.
Right.
Now 100% I'm going Io.
Well, in that case, I just see
You still
possibly.
gonna go with Bianca?
I'm still going to go with Bianca because I see more storytelling potential there. I think that I could see
Mm-hmm.
possibly if they wanted to go with this, maybe stretch it out a little bit, where Bianca would get the win here. Jade and Naomi are not involved. And then at Backlash or on an episode of Raw, when Bianca goes to defend it, they get involved with that story. Because from what I've heard, there's going to be a draft after WrestleMania. So I could see a potential where Bianca wins the belt here, and then either Jade or Naomi gets drafted to Raw to start that storyline instead.
It's interesting you say that because they don't like separating husbands and wives. Makes you wonder then, do the Street Profits move over? Or does she move over to officially be with the Street Profits?
You know,
So,
I don't know.
talking about. No, you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, because of the way that WWE has rebranded the belts, we got away from it where it was Raw and SmackDown specific. We don't have the Raw Women's Championship, which is what this would be here. The problem is they
Mm-hmm.
literally tied them in to the men's belt. So would you really have Bianca win the Women's World Championship and then go to SmackDown with it? So you have the World Championship for the men on Raw, but the World Championship for the women on SmackDown. So still,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's almost like the titles are linked to a brand, and so it makes it very hard to move champions around now, I think. We haven't seen a draft recently where that would be an issue, but we could still possibly in the age of awkward title swaps.
So, speaking about brands and everything, let's get to the car crash of our main event for WrestleMania. I want to hear your thoughts on this before I completely destroy my logic behind this and probably cause everyone to hit next. So take it away.
Well, I want to look back before we look forward. So this is John Cena's final WrestleMania, right? And so I've been thinking a lot about his other WrestleMania appearances, a lot of his big matches. So you see up here, I've got some of those up there. We've got WrestleMania 20, where he won his first championship, the United States Championship. And for that WrestleMania, we have spoken about our 25 years of wrestling fandom. This was one of the first wrestling magazines that I was actually able to afford on my own and buy. And it was 3D WrestleMania, and all the pictures are really cool. I still even have the glasses, and you see, obviously it's fuzzy, but you wear your 3D glasses, and it's like WrestleMania is right in your hand. This was before smartphones, so now you can just watch it. This was like the closest you could get to reliving it almost. So that's really cool. And I'm looking back at Cena, and I'm looking at his history. He's 10-6 at WrestleMania. Okay, so that's a 63% winning percentage. However, he's 6-2 when a world championship is involved. So that jumps up to 75%. He's had a lot of success in his earlier years at WrestleMania and a lot of failures over the past few years. You look at WrestleMania 39, he lost to Austin Theory. He wasn't on the card at all, technically for 40. He did make an appearance. You go back even further than that. Bray Wyatt, he lost at 36. 30, he lost to The Undertaker. So John Cena has not really had a WrestleMania moment in quite some time. And I think he is going to win the 17th World Championship. It opens up a lot of storytelling possibilities for the next few months with Cena as champion. And he's got a lot more dates announced. So I feel like you wouldn't have more appearances of John Cena, just random heel Cena. I think it's much more likely that you'd have appearances heel champion Cena. My only concern is, does The Rock play any role in it? That storyline aspect has almost completely been dropped. So I'm curious to see that. But I feel like Rock or no Rock, Cody may be stuck between a rock and a hard place. But no matter what, John Cena will beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
So, with you saying that, if everyone looks back, Elimination Chamber, he did call Cena winning it, and he did call Cena winning the title. So, he's sticking to it. I appreciate that. I will have to go with Cena here, but man, this storyline has been bullshit. I'll call it. Like I said, we're going to drop some potty words. And you had an Elimination Chamber where he kicked Cody Rhodes squarely in the nuts, busted him open and everything, and the momentum was sky high, and then it plummeted like a friggin' carnival ride that sucks. The promos, nothing got. I was so excited for this match at Elimination Chamber. I was so excited. And now, I'd rather sleep off my Easter dinner than watch this main event. We all know what's going to happen. You know Cena's going to walk out with the belt. even if you look at marketing stuff they're posting, they showed Clash of the Castle or whatever in France. Cody Rhodes on it, no belt. So I mean, it's clear as day. Cena is they turned Cena for a reason. They're gonna make him a heel champion. He's got storylines where he's gonna face people who are faces now, and and vice versa. But the build up just completely blew. I don't have anything good to say on it. You know, uh,
But you
and
haven't
like you
said
said, they
anything
dropped
about
the
it yet.
storyline. Well, I was just
Why did
about to
it lose
get to
momentum
it.
for you? What
You
did you
know,
not liked about it?
let's see that you had they messed up with Elimination Chamber where you had Cody's gonna sell his soul and everything, and Cena sold his soul, but then he comes out the next night where, well, it's because of he it was generic. It was Chat GPT wrote his promo and he read it. It was the most generic heel promo ever. And oh, it's because of you people and everything. I don't want you to boo me. I don't want you to cheer me. So what do you want us to do, Jonathan? What do you want us to do? You know, that promo literally. I mean, you want. I don't want to say this, but it's how sometimes you get some blue things going on. That's what that promo did for this storyline. They tried gaining some momentum, getting up with each Raws and everything, but it just at least it finally hit a good point, and then Cena's hasn't been around. You know what I mean? So it's like, how am I supposed to get excited for this? Everyone knows what's happening. Everyone knows. It would be the biggest swerve in the world if Cody Rhodes doesn't walk out as the champion.
Man, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I believe Cena's going to win. I don't feel like it's a foregone conclusion, though. I mean, WrestleMania typically is very heel heavy this year. I don't know, man. You almost got me wanting to say Cody Rhodes just to spite you. But I agree the storyline missed a couple aspects, right? But at the same time, maybe Cena didn't sell his soul to The Rock. He gave him a look and then he beat up Cody, but it's not like they shook hands. It's not like The Rock picked up the title belt and handed it to Cena. There's no real ceremony to it. They just kind of
Mm-hmm.
walked out together, you know? So you could have, if The Rock wasn't going to be
Yeah.
involved, you could have just had Cena come out and say, I didn't do it for The Rock. I didn't sell my soul to him. Cody, I beat the hell out of you because I wanted to beat the hell out of you. They could have just gotten rid of the Rock element. But the fact that Cody did mention him one more time is what makes me think he might be involved still. So again, this is another one that
Of
maybe a
course he's
couple
going to
little
be
tweaks to
involved.
it, but like you say, of course, this whole thing is so predictable to you. So tell me, hit for hit, the last 3 minutes of this match, what is going to happen? And then we're going to actually see if it comes true. If it's this predictable, tell me exactly what's going to happen at the end.
Dwayne's music comes out. Cody gets distracted. Cena does some kind of move. I don't know if it's going to be like a low blow or something, but somehow he and probably do a roll up, so it's not even like a solid pin, and he walks away at the champion. But like, to me, it's like they brought in, it was the soul, Cody's soul, and then they didn't even mention it in the Raw thing. So it's like, okay, like, why'd you do it? Why did you team with The Rock? Did you do it because you weren't winning matches? Did you do it? But he won his Elimination Chamber. It's not even like, he lost and then was given the opportunity. He won it. So it's like, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
I could see if he lost that, but then he comes out and then he shows up. If The Rock comes out and then Cena shows up, and then it's like, well, hey, and everything. Okay, I'm for that. But the guy wins his match, and then turns heel and sides with The Rock. Why? We've never been answered that question. Why did you team with The Rock?
See, again, this is what I'm saying though. They never definitively said he teamed with The Rock and that he sold his soul. So there's a possibility here that Cena could win the belt. Rock could be there. They go to shake hands, and Cena hits The Rock with an attitude adjustment and just says, "I don't care about the fans, and I don't care about you." And Cena just does his own thing.
That would be cool. I mean, I started watching this documentary on Peacock about WrestleMania when it was back in Vegas, and the main event, he had Hogan come out, win the belt, and everything. To me, I almost, if there was anything, I feel like a go away. You could have the Rock walk out with the title belt. And
So
he keeps seeing that he's going to be the last champion.
He's going to win 17 just to then turn around and have The Rock win it from him.
I say just give him the belt.
So
hey, no one ever said I was the brightest crane in the box.
Just handing him the title. Okay, that's even worse.
Yeah.
You've got John Cena winning his 17th world title with a roll-up and then immediately giving it up to The Rock. This is why we don't work in Stanford, Eric. We're not that good at this.
Hey, you're a lot better than I am. But yeah, I don't know. I like I said, Elimination Chamber, I was all for. I'm like, man, I gotta watch Raw. And I watched Raw. Maybe, I mean, the fans were into it and everything, but if we're not supposed to boo you and we're not supposed to cheer you, Jonathan, what are we supposed to do? That's all I gotta say.
It's so simple. He went from "you can't see me" to "I can't hear you." So cheer him or boo him. He's not going to care. He can't hear you.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That could be his new catchphrase. I mean, it's, and if the reports are true and everything, they were kind of saving this for after Mania and everything instead of before. And who knows? Maybe they have all the stuff lined up, where his merch and everything, where he does that as his promo or everything. I mean, I have seen a shirt that says "The Last Real Champion." Also on the side says "Rise Above Hate." I don't know. Yeah, what can you say? Any final words on WrestleMania?
So I feel like the build has been interesting. I definitely agree with you. There were matches that it seemed like we were going to get that were not, which seems weird. I compared it earlier with you privately. This feels like WrestleMania 22 to me. And what I mean by that is you had a great roster, and then you'd look at some of these main event level guys and you'd say, "Oh, what's The Undertaker doing? Oh, he's in a casket match against Mark Henry. Oh, what's Shawn Michaels doing? Cool, no holds barred against Mr. McMahon." And so it seemed like, oh, cool, we got WrestleMania, we got these big names, but they weren't necessarily in big matches that we wanted to see or perceived as big. And I feel like this year's WrestleMania feels a little bit like that.
Yeah. Oh, well said. Well said. Well, I hopefully you've done your shopping. You got your jelly beans ready. Your chocolate bunny. They missed out on this. They could have had some chocolate wrestling figurines. That would have been perfect this year for Easter. Maybe next year, but they're not marketing to the kids because it's in Vegas. So we thank you everyone for watching. Listen to us BS for 2 shows and half hour about each. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. This is Booking Like a Mark. Mark, tell us about some of the stuff you got going on for this upcoming After Mania season.
So we are going to have season 2 of Booking Like a Mark debut Memorial Day weekend, and the season will end Labor Day weekend. So for year number 2, we're just doing a contained season. It is going to be 15 episodes. That way we can go really tight with them. There's not going to be any multi-part ones. The episodes might be a little bit longer, but we're aiming for more of a variety show feel. So I know, Eric, you're going to be in more segments. I've roped Alexis into being in more segments. So it's not going to be just me rebooking things. It's going to be a lot more conversational, hopefully a lot more fun. We're open to ideas, so please join us on X, Booking Like Mark, and give me some suggestions and ideas. When we have that season premiere, we will then be announcing the full lineup for the season. So stay tuned to know what exactly we'll be rebooking.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, which probably most people are, I'm running some UFL stuff with Tecmo. I had a little bit of a glitch, nothing like going to save a game and completely recoding. So starting from scratch, hopefully that's out relatively soon. Some awesome improvements. But I appreciate everyone watching. This is a new for us. We used to do it as like a video game style, but it's kind of nice to get our opinion. Mark does a great job booking things, and like I said, we've been doing this for 25 years, so it's kind of nice to put our faces out there and our opinions. So we appreciate everyone for watching. We hope you, whether you're celebrating Passover this week, Easter, enjoy time with your family, have a chance to catch WrestleMania, and we'll see everyone back here when we do our predictions for Backlash.